Okay, so last time we talked about how inspections aren't required anymore in New Hampshire, but your car still has to be safe. Today I wanted to talk about something people see when they come into Accomplished Auto. What's the difference between your health and safety check and a safety inspection on your car?
Yeah, that's a really good question because they do sound similar, but they have different purposes.
So every car that comes in gets a health and safety check.
Yeah, our comprehensive health and safety check is something we do as part of our regular service. It's more of an overall snapshot of your vehicle, how it's doing today and what might need attention soon. We are looking at things like fluids, brakes, tires, suspension filters, and any leaks. Basically the condition and health of your vehicle. And it does check a few safety items as well.
So this health and safety check is more about maintenance and awareness of your vehicle's condition right now.
Exactly. We're trying to help you plan ahead and avoid surprises and let you know what the overall health and safety of your vehicle is. And we keep that documented in our records so that you can track where and be able to plan and prioritize repairs on work going forward.
Okay, so that's the health and safety check. What makes the safety inspection different?
So the safety inspection is more focused and a little more in depth on specific safety and legal type items. So what we actually check a few things, and we usually check a few things that aren't fully tested during our normal visit.
Okay, so like what?
So one is like the park and brake. We don't check that on normal visits because of rust and salt can cause those systems to freeze up and cause issues where you'd have to repair it after you test it. So we want to be careful about doing that unless we're specifically looking at it.
Okay, so you're being careful not to create more problems during a routine visit.
Exactly. But during a safety inspection, we'll test it because it's a required safety feature and is really important in emergency situations. You know, say you can't get your car in the park and you don't want it to roll down a hill, you definitely want your park and brake to work in those kind of situations.
So what other things fall into this category?
So there's like horns, make sure they work. You don't use them every day, but you want to get somebody out of your way or you really need to alert somebody, they need to work. And then the defrosters, we'll check the overall that your HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, the fans work and it can turn on and off and the temperature changes when you change your temperature settings. But we don't actually let it get up to full temperature and check to make sure it's putting out full heat on the defroster to be able to clear a frozen windshield quickly.
So this is important in a New Hampshire winter.
Definitely. And then we're also looking at a few other things like defrosters, headlight aim, things like that. Headlight aim is something people don't think about. If you've ever been blinded by a car coming towards you, it may not necessarily be because they forgot to put their low beams on. Their headlights might be out of aim. And it's the same, you can have the same thing when you can't see at night when the headlights aren't aimed correctly because they're either aimed too low or off to the side or someplace where you're not going.
Okay, so this is something most people wouldn't even think to check.
No, not really. And it also requires specialized equipment to do it correctly to make sure it's aimed.
Okay. So what about the emissions side of things?
Yeah, so on emissions, we're going to go into the computer system because we're not going to go into that on a normal routine health and safety check where we're visually checking a bunch of items and looking at your service history. So this is going to check for, make sure there's no pending or stored codes that might be an indicator of an issue. We also verify that the readiness monitors, which is like an ongoing record of all the tests being run and if they passed or not.
So you're trying to catch problems before they turn into a check engine light.
Exactly. And before they start affecting drivability or fuel mileage.
Okay. So if you had to sum it up, what's the difference in one sentence?
So a health and safety check done at each service to Accomplished Auto is about the overall condition and future of your vehicle. And the safety inspection is about specific safety and legal compliance items that need to work when it really counts.
Okay, so these two really complement each other.
Exactly. You're getting both the big picture and the fine details.
So if you're not sure what your car needs or it's been a while, it's worth having that conversation. Oops.
Yes, we're always here to help you stay safe and informed.